And so I can stop holding this phone.
Hey, what it do, Sports World, and welcome to the Real Untouchable Podcast with me, Ray Diggs. Hey, I got a special guest on, man. My boy Sled's going to join me tonight, and we're going to discuss the Dallas Cowboys losing to the Green Bay Packers 48-32. What really happened in this game, and why did Dallas come out here and basically lay an egg against the Green Bay Packers team that they clearly was better than, but in the end, the score shows that it was different. Hey, before I get started, hey, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. And also make sure you all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But hey, Sledge, man, what to do, man?
What's up with him, man?
Hey, you a Cowboy fans, man. You're a Cowboy fan. Now, how do you feel about them losing to Green Bay, man? Just give me your feedback. Hey, I know you're disappointed, but just give the fans, man, give the listeners, a little bit of what you all as Cowboy fans are feeling today, after this game last night against the Green Bay Packers.
Well, man, I'm being honest. I feel humiliated, man, because I mean, I was one of those few. I one of those ones who actually went to the game, and to see that in person, that was just it was just horrible, man. Like, I feel like we came out no energy. I feel like players weren't focused. Hell, I feel like coaches weren't focused either. Hell, you seen on TV, Jerry Jones, he had his eyes cover up the whole game. So he was very
Yeah,
embarrassed. It was a very, very embarrassing day to be a Cowboy fan.
yeah. So, and I got to be honest, man, I was surprised from the beginning because let's just go back a recap. Green Bay came out and they hit y'all quick. They hit y'all quick early. All right, Aaron Jones ran it in for 3 yards. It was already 7-0. Before y'all can even, I'm telling you something. I'm looking at it at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can already kind of feel what y'all was feeling inside the game, inside the stadium. Because I'm looking at it from here and I'm like, man, it seemed like Green Bay moving way faster than them. And it's like y'all came out lazy. Dak came out, him and CD, they was all on different. They wasn't on the same sheet of music, man. It's
Yeah.
like, Dak was on page 1, CD was on page 4. They was clearly not on the same, and it became, I think they was getting frustrated with each other.
Yep.
Before you can even blink, it was already 27-0.
Yep.
What was it
Exactly.
like inside the stadium when it's 27-0? Your team now it's already 20-0, and then they return that interception. It's like that interception pretty much sucked everything out of y'all. Man, just give everybody like a feel of what it was like inside the stadium when they ran that interception back for a touchdown, and it's 27-0.
Man, they sucked the life out of the stadium. Like I never, every time I've been to that stadium, it has never been that quiet. It was quiet. Like you can literally hear snowflakes hit the ground outside. That's how bad it was.
Man, hey, and I'm gonna tell you, man, it's crazy because it's like they hit y'all so quick. And like I said, from the beginning, man, I honestly feel like Green Bay knew. I think that in the first drive that they got the ball and they took it down there and scored, I think that
Mhm.
then they felt we are better than this team. We
Yeah,
can really beat this team.
yeah.
Because I think honestly, everybody felt like, including me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I felt that the Dallas Cowboys had the best chance to win. And y'all know how I hate the Cowboys. I feel like they had the best chance to get to the Super Bowl.
Yep. Me, I was one of them, but to be honest with you, people say the 49ers exposed us, but really, I kind of expect them to beat us. I really think the Bills exposed us bad.
Yeah,
Bills really exposed us the worst because I'm like, we can't stop the run, obviously. Obviously, we having issues with Marty Smith, the D tackle we drafted in the first round. He's not catching on as fast as fans would have hoped. I mean, you had Jonathan Hankins. He just recently just came off injury because he was playing out of his world before injury. And then I feel like Mika, Mika didn't even show up. That's really what hurt me on the defensive side of the ball. Mika did not show up. He was getting blocked. He was getting run off. He was losing contain. Mick was just looking, just running. That's all Mick was doing, just running.
I tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason I feel that I feel like Michael Parsons is a product of DeMarcus Lawrence.
What you mean by that?
I feel like DeMarcus Lawrence gets so much attention. That what makes Michael Parsons so dominant. Because I'm gonna be honest with, I don't know if you noticed that DeMarcus Lawrence went out of the game.
Yeah.
When he went out the game, I feel like Michael Parsons pretty much quit at that point.
I kind of feel like he did as well. And then on top of that, like, man, we getting beat by second string wide receiver. That what really killed me. Corners getting beat by second string wide receivers. Like, we literally getting burnt, burnt out there. We look bad. We look bad.
Hey, I gotta say, honestly, I've never seen this team look like this. Honestly, this team, Dallas is better than this.
Yeah.
Dallas is a better team than this. I think that they came out there. And like I said, Dak had a pretty good game, 41 for 60. A lot of garbage time yards. Um,
Yeah.
CD had 110. Mike Gallup had 100 yards. Jake Ferguson. Now I will say this right here: Jake Ferguson is a player.
Yeah, he is. He is a player.
Jake Ferguson looks like the tight end Lepore from the Lions. Like y'all
Yeah.
look like y'all got a special tight end in Jake Ferguson, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. And this right here ain't no BS. I think that y'all have a good player when it comes to Jake Ferguson. I think that kid is gonna be he's gonna be a PTP. He's gonna be a primetime player. Now let's talk a little bit about the all season. It's the all season now. Dak is coming up on a contract extension. That's one. CD is coming up on a contract extension, but also Michael Parsons is coming up on a contract extension. We're going to talk about Dak Prescott first. What you think when it comes to Dak Prescott? What do you think the Cowboys should do with Dak Prescott? We're going to go from Dak Prescott to CD, and then we're going to go to Michael Parsons on what you think about when it comes to a contract extension with these three players.
Man, honestly, that contract hard to engage because, like, I mean, we all know he's sucking the playoff. We know that. But like I asked people, what better option do we got out there? Like Jerry, if Jerry don't like to pay nobody, why would people think he gonna trade for somebody else? Like, let's just be real. But
True.
that gonna get money. He gonna get the money he want. Sadly, I'm very saddened at that. But it's gonna be another 5 years with Dak Prescott, more than likely. I feel like CD proved himself. CD gonna get about around like 25 to 28 million a year. He might get 30, depending on what other wide receivers that he believe he match himself with. Because CD, he gonna wait to someone like Mike Evans or someone else of that type of talent, that caliber, so he can match their offer or probably go up a couple millions on their offer. And then Micah, he gonna be one of the highest paid. So Micah Parsons contract, that's a hard one because I don't know if they're gonna pay him as a linebacker or a DN. You know what I'm saying? He got drafted as a linebacker, but obviously we seen him as a pass rusher. So I feel like it's gonna be a little dispute between that. But he's gonna be one of the highest paid at whatever position they pay him at, though.
Okay. So what you think about what do you feel about CD Lamb? Well, you said CD Lamb, Michael Parsons. Do you think that the Dallas Cowboys should give Michael Parsons the money that that he deserves? Now, everybody know I hate the Cowboys, but I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think Michael Parsons deserves when it comes down to contract extension and a new contract right now? Now, I will say this right here. I'm gonna say this right here at the beginning. I think Michael Parsons, the Cowboys need to put in his contract about his podcast. I think that his podcast is too much of a distraction. You sitting there, you talking about another team, but you sitting there, you have your own problems in-house. You sitting there talking about the San Francisco 49ers. Why are you worried about the San Francisco 49ers when you have your own problems in-house? I think that the Cowboys should get him a new contract, but I also think they should put stipulations into that contract when it comes down to, his podcasting. You should, and like Michael Irvin said, I will agree with what Michael Irvin said. Michael Irvin said this.
Yeah.
CD Lamb, Michael Parsons need to win a Super Bowl first. Then your podcast will be even better. Like the players like Jason Kelce, like Travis Kelce, like the what's his name is, so like Draymond Green. Draymond Green is an established player already, so that's why he can talk. He got 4 championships. So what you think?
I agree. I 100% agree with what you said because, like, I don't know no young players that I say the other player I know that's not in the same profession as Michael Parsons, but hasn't gotten a ring is Paul George. Got Paul George. But I think you're right. But by doing those stipulations, though, Diggs, we're going to lose him because that's how we lost Randy Gregory. Remember when Randy Gregory, he went on to sign with the Broncos.
But this is the thing, though. If I'm about to give you $100 million, which he's about to get $100 million, and I put in the contract that I feel like your podcast is becoming. Now, I'm not saying your podcast is more of a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a podcast and you sitting around like say like us, we're sitting there, we got a podcast, we talking, we can talk anyway because we ain't on a team. But we can talk about any team, any player. Now he got a podcast and he's talking about the San Francisco 49ers. He's talking about their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a distraction
than
anything.
Right.
So that's what I mean, that I think that they should put stipulations on his contract when they do give him a contract. But hey, let's go back. We're going to talk a little bit more about this game. Like I said, the game, it's pretty much was a dominating victory for Green Bay. Green Bay, Jordan Love pretty much out there throwing sidearm passes. He looked more like Aaron Rodgers to me. I kept saying it, like, man, this dude right here throwing them sidearm passes like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And another thing I'm gonna say is the defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, pretty much coached one of the worst game plans that I've ever seen out of a defensive coordinator. What do you think about that?
I agree. I feel like he already got a job that's lined up. I feel like he didn't give 2 craps about our game. I mean, he did it like, I'm not gonna take away nothing what he done with us. Like, I remember we used to be one of the worst defenses in the league. Ever since this man came, we've been top 10. Every season he's been there. So I'm not gonna discredit the work he's done, but I feel like if he do take a head coach job, I feel like it was just a bad way to go out. If that's the case.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I would respect it more if we would have lost to the 49ers, to be honest with you. Like, I kind of seen my team. I'm like, dang, okay, Brandon Cooks. Okay, we got Brandon Cooks. He's a situational player. Every now and then he'll give him a little touchdown, but if you look at his yards, his stats, Brandon Cooks haven't even had 800 receiving yards. CD Lamb, he was the wide receiver. Our second best receiver as far as yardage was Ferguson.
Yeah.
And Gallup, we paid Gallup. I don't know what happened to get Michael Gallup. I'm gonna be honest with you. We may need to get a third receiver. To be honest with you.
I think Michael Gallup is still kind of recovering. Honestly, I think he's still recovering off of that ACL injury. I'm not gonna be too hard on Michael Gallup because, like I said, I feel like he's still recovering.
Yeah.
But I will say I agree with you. Y'all do need another receiver. Y'all, I think, and also I'm gonna tell you this right here. Y'all, this right here might be the end of what's his name there, the cornerback.
Talking about Gilmore?
Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Stephon Gilmore fan, but I just honestly feel that yesterday's game pretty much exposed him more than anything.
Yeah.
And like I said, Romeo Doubs, they could not stop Romeo Doubs. They couldn't stop nobody. Aaron Jones couldn't be stopped. The run defense was terrible. I think that what the Dallas Cowboys need to do is they need to really look at Michael Parsons and what I saw at one point where they had took Michael Parsons from his defensive end slash outside linebacker position and basically put him at linebacker. He was roaming around as a linebacker, like as an inside linebacker. And that is when I knew that the game was over with. I knew that the game was over with at that time because when he's not rushing, he's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much ineffective as a player, period.
Yep, he is.
So it's a lot of things that the Cowboys need to do going into the off season. One thing I think they need to do, I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy is the problem, but you need a vocal coach. You need a coach that's going to hold these players accountable. And honestly, is he the right coach? But then when you look at the coaches on the outside, if you fire Mike McCarthy, tell me this, Sledge, who's out there that you all can hire?
That's a hard question because that's a very hard question. I mean, um, I honestly don't know. I mean, we will want Bill Belichick. We will
Bill
want
Belichick,
Harbaugh.
listen, Bill Belichick and Jerry Jones, that's like oil and water. That's not gonna mix. That's
Yeah,
not, you see what I'm saying? Because Bill Belichick is not gonna allow Mike, he's not gonna allow Jerry Jones to do what he do. Jerry Jones is gonna have to get have to get a coach
yeah,
like Mike McCarthy. He's going to have to get somebody that's like Kellen Moore, maybe Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like somebody like, he's going to have to get a defensive, a head coach that's
yeah.
going to let him be Jerry Jones. He can't
Mm-hmm.
get somebody that's established.
I got what you're saying, but to be honest with you, I feel like Jerry understands that he's getting up there age. He been understanding that. Like, man, when the last time we ever was aggressive on getting a free agent like Stephon Gilmore? You tell me the last time because you and I and well as everybody else know, we always do good at the draft. We don't never be aggressive. So that shows me that Jerry's making strides to kind of turning from his old ways. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie, man. I want Pete Carroll. Be honest with you, I want Pete Carroll.
Pete
To
Carroll,
be
that's the
honest,
same thing. Hey, that's the next coach I was about to go to. But will
that's
he
who I
let
want.
Pete Carroll do him? Will he let Pete Carroll pretty much
Yeah,
do Pete Carroll? Because I don't think Jerry Jones is gonna. I don't think Pete Carroll is going to allow Jerry Jones to be outside the locker room getting ready to do a press conference the way he
right.
did yesterday. I don't think Pete Carroll is going to allow that because the owner talked before the coach. I don't think that Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, those two coaches is not going to allow that. So who do you hire if you fire Mike McCarthy? Just being real with you. Dan Quinn will he will probably know how to deal with Jerry Jones more than anybody else because he's been dealing with it for the last 3-4 years. So who else can you hire out there right now that's gonna allow you to do what you do as Jerry Jones?
Yeah, that's what I say. It's a hard question. It's not too many that want to deal with Jerry, but at some point somebody got to get hired. I mean, I honestly don't think he might not fire McCarthy. I'm gonna be honest with
And that's what I think. I don't think Mike McCarthy is going to get fired. I do
you.
think that I think that I think he could give Mike McCarthy one more year.
Yeah.
But like I said, when it comes down to the landscaping of the NFL, when it comes to head coaching, who else are you going to hire?
Man, it's not very many options out there because you already know Eric EB, he gonna get that Washington job.
Hey, and I don't think Eric Bieniemy is gonna. I don't think Eric Bieniemy is gonna allow Jerry Jones to beat Jerry Jones. In which Eric Bieniemy, he's not built as Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll, but I think that he have a little bit. He's built enough to where he's not gonna allow him to pretty much have all the say so and be like, how he treat, how he did the last coach, how he is doing this coach. I don't think he's gonna allow that. And that's why I think that's a bad hire as well. So I don't think, honestly, I think I think Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones are stuck with each other, honestly.
Yep, I 100% agree. I mean, just like I said, we stuck with Dak, man. Like, hell, I wouldn't mind Justin Fields, honestly. Shit, I hope the Bears do
I'm
draft quarterback.
gonna be real with you. That is the problem, but he's not the biggest problem.
No.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be the biggest problem, and then I'm gonna let you go. We're gonna talk about this right here. Then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right here.
Yeah.
You think CD Lamb is a diva right now. He's not really the diva right now. But when
Uh-huh.
you give him that 25 million, do you honestly feel like CD is gonna still be CD that's right now? When you give him 25 million, think about AJ Brown before they gave him the money.
Yeah.
Before they gave him the money, he was regular. Now look at AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So I honestly feel that he is good. I honestly feel like CD, the CD that you're gonna get after you give him 25 million,
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be the CD that's been CD. Because
Yeah.
honestly, you can look at how Dak was talking to him yesterday, and he pretty much was just shrugging him off, pretty much not paying attention to him. And that's a problem already.
Right.
When your star receiver is pretty much shrugging you off, that's
Mm-hmm.
the problem. And that's the reason why I say that this Dallas Cowboy team, they need some more structure. They need better leadership at the top. They need some vocal players. Michael Parson, he's a good lead, he's a good player, but he's not a vocal leader. He talk more, like I said, he talk more about his other people team than I think that he talk about his own team.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like players now just care too much about their feelings. Like honestly, the leader on our team, Lawrence, he probably the most vocal leader I see on the team.
And before we go, I know that right now you're hurt, you're heartbroken. The Eagles
Yeah.
lost tonight. Let
Yeah.
me get your opinion, what you think about the Philadelphia Eagles and they're losing tonight.
I feel like they've been having issues for a while. I mean, after that Bills loss, it kind of just. I mean, yeah. After the Bills loss destroyed our team, just like after that 49ers loss destroyed the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles have a big problem because, like, to be honest with you, we pretty much in the same situation. We're in the same situation. We both got to sign players. We both got to figure out where our roster gonna stand at, and we both got coaches, possibly jobs on the line. We both, what I'm saying, we in a similar situation basically. I mean, the Eagles, they had hurt players. They had their star receiver out, and they had, I just seen Slay got hurt. So I just feel like Philly gonna figure it out. Philly, I feel like their GM is 10 times better than our GM. So regardless of whatever they're going through, they can bring in talent.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Now I will say this right here. I'm gonna end this right here by saying this. I think the biggest problem, I think the biggest problem with I think the biggest problem with this team, the Philadelphia Eagles was this.
Uh huh.
I honestly feel that Jalen Hurts lost that locker room somehow, some way. I honestly don't feel like those players respect him. Because do you see how the way his receivers, AJ Brown, Dallas Goddard, the way they talk to him?
Hmm.
Can you ever remember a quarterback, a wide receiver, a wide receiver talking to Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers like this? You can't remember it.
Hmm.
And I think honestly, AJ Brown ruined this locker room with his diva attitude.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like when he started pouting, this team started losing. And when I look at this right here, man, when I look at this team, when I look at this Philadelphia Eagles team, yeah, they have a very good GM, and I think that he'll figure it out.
Right.
But I will say this right here: they need to make some changes. I've been saying this right here for the longest, and I'm gonna keep saying it.
Right.
Devontae Smith is a number one. He's a hell of a receiver. He can be the number one receiver. Y'all need to go out there and get a number two receiver. Let AJ
Yeah.
Brown go, and that's going to hurt them. But you need to go and you need to let him go now. I'll let him go now because you can see how he ruined. Because I think, honestly, I feel like AJ Brown was healthy enough to play tonight. What you think? I think that he was healthy enough to play. I think that his diva attitude caused him not to play tonight?
I feel like AJ Brown was trying to prove a point to the team. Honestly, without him even saying words through his actions, he's saying that y'all see what y'all is without me. That's what I feel like he doing with his actions because they say AJ Brown was out somewhere last night at the event. Like, I mean, was AJ Brown even on the sideline with the team?
When tonight,
Yeah, tonight. Was he even on the sideline with the team
I didn't
tonight?
even see him on the sideline tonight.
Exactly. So if you're playing you all about the team, why you not on the sideline?
I didn't even see him tonight.
Me
And
neither.
that's the crazy thing. I didn't see him tonight. And that's the crazy thing I don't understand, man. When it comes to AJ Brown, man, like you in the perfect situation. You the Philadelphia Eagles, y'all got a really good quarterback. You got good players. But
Yeah.
why do you want to, you got wide receivers like DJ Moore that would die to be in this position. And
Yeah.
you in this position right now and you acting like a diva. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you crazy thing about it is you got your money. Why are you
Yeah.
acting like this? They should have just left your ass in Tennessee, honestly.
They should have. But I got a question for you, Diggs. Do you feel like incentives are beneficial to a team or they're detrimental to a team?
You mean like the incentives in the contract?
Incentives in the contract. I feel like
I
that he had
honestly,
an incentive he was trying to reach because I had Devontae Smith in my fantasy, and I was trying to figure out why he gave me 6 yards, 20 yards with 2 catches.
I, I tell you why. You want me to tell you why? I'll tell you
Yeah,
why.
tell me why.
Because I had Devontae Smith in my fantasy as well. And the one thing that I saw was how Jalen Hurts forced AJ Brown the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You throw some games, he'll throw AJ Brown the ball 14 times, 12 times, 10 times.
Right.
Devontae Smith might get 3-4 passes. But the
Mm-hmm.
one thing I love about Devontae Smith is that he never complained. He never cried. You know what I'm saying? Dude is not a diva receiver. Honestly, I think when he get the money, I still think that he still won't be a diva receiver because
Yeah.
that's just the way he is, man. I think that he's the complete wide receiver when it comes down to as a wideout. He's the complete package. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I like about it, man. I think he's been the same since he was at Alabama. The dude won Heisman Trophy, and he was just been the same.
Right.
AJ Brown, he changed when it came to the money. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Smith. Yes, you see what he can do without AJ Brown.
Right.
You see what he can do. So just imagine the same thing he did tonight is the same thing he can do if they had AJ Brown. But it's the thing is Jalen Hurts. I think that they need to switch this offense a little bit up a little bit more. I think Jalen Hurts, he run way too much. And I think once they do this and get the ball out there to those receivers and those running backs,
Right.
honestly, I think Jalen Hurts will be more healthy later in the season. Because
Right.
honestly, I feel like he's hurt.
And then another thing, and then I'm gonna let you why Swift not getting the ball more? The man a Pro Bowl. Why DeAndre
Who?
Swift not getting the ball?
See? Exactly. Why DeAndre Swift not getting the ball? Hey, they gave the ball to him 5 times in the first quarter, and they pretty much didn't give it to him to like the second, in like the end of the second quarter. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing I said, man. Whoever's they got a good offense coordinator. I'm not gonna bash him. I will say this right here before I let you go. They need to
Yeah.
fire Mike Patricia. Mike Patricia has always been one of the worst defensive coordinators. Hell, he was one of the worst when he was in New England. Bill Belichick was there just to watch him. Hey, he goes to the Lions. He's the same defensive coordinator. Now look at the Lions defense. It's a totally different defense. Now he comes to the Eagles. Ever since he's been the defense coordinator, he's been they have had the worst defense. Bradbury. Bradbury is one of the worst tackling cornerbacks in the NFL. Darius Slay time. I think his time as being a top cornerback is pretty much coming down to an end. You might need to switch him from cornerback and put him maybe as safety, maybe. And another thing about this team is he reminds me of Darius Slay is kind of like a Jalen Ramsey. They're at the end of their career. It's a time where you remember when Charles Woodson was at the end of his career. What did they do to Charles Woodson? They knew that he wasn't the same cover corner that he was early in his career. So what did they do? They put him at safety. What did Charles Woodson do? He played an extra 5-6 years. He was an all-pro at safety. And that's what the same thing I think that they need to do for Darius Slay. They need to move him from cornerback because he's just a terrible cornerback now. He cannot be a cover cornerback. He cannot guard number ones no more. They need to move him to safety or somewhere and protect him from his own self, because right now, Darius Slay is one of the worst cover cornerbacks. With him and Bradbury, they're two of the worst cornerbacks in the NFL. Neither one of them can cover and neither one of them can tackle. The Eagles, I'm going to tell you another thing, the reason why I say Matt Patricia is a terrible defensive coordinator. You got Nolan Smith Jr., the rookie from Georgia. You put him in, what did the first thing happen? He get a sack. Why did you not play him? You've been playing clearly players that's not better than him. But then that's why I say the defensive, I think that the Eagles pretty much, wanted to make a quick move. They wanted to get rid of that, move their defensive coordinator upstairs and move Matt Patricia, not knowing that Matt Patricia, the pencil boy, dude is a terrible defensive coordinator. And they pretty much found that out these last 7 to 8 games because they've had one of the worst defenses than last 7 to 8 games. What you think?
Yeah. And you're 100% right, but shoot, like you asked me, who would they find to replace him? What defensive coordinator out there to replace him? Like, everybody in these tough spots, also, like, everybody have a lot of moves to make. Like, I mean, everybody pitching these ideas, everybody pitching their opinion, but who's gonna really be beneficial to that team though? You see what I'm saying? Like, because both their coordinators last year, if I'm not mistaken, they got very good better positions from last season based off the success. And then I feel like with them not signing CJ Gardner-Johnson really hurt their team. I feel like by letting him walk, that hurt their team as well.
Yeah, but hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said here and I watched CJ Gardner-Johnson play yesterday, and let me see. I'm gonna be real with you. Hey, CJ, he did not play too good. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He pretty much played a terrible game last night. The Rams rookie receivers was really tearing him up, honestly, and he really did well, I'm not gonna jump into that. We'll talk about that in another segment. But hey, man, anything else you got to say, man, about your Dallas Cowboys?
I have nothing to say, man. I have nothing to say. I just hope Green Bay beat the 49ers. That's all I got to say, man.
I'm gonna tell you like this right here, man. We're gonna talk about this a little bit more in the week. We're gonna have a segment to where we talk about it. We're gonna make our predictions. But until next time, man, thank you again for coming on the show, man. And thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Real Untouchable Podcast with me, Ray Diggs. I got my special guest, my boy Sledge. Hey, until next time, man, y'all peace. And y'all have a great, make sure y'all safe out there. It's snowy out there. I'm here in Iowa. And then we got 14 inches of snow. So, hey, make sure y'all be safe out there. And also make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the share button. Until next time, y'all peace. And y'all have a great weekend, y'all. I mean, a great week. All right, peace. All right, Sledge, I'm going to holler at you later, bro.
All right.